So I spent some time kayaking recently and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. We started out, we're down here in Southwest Florida. We'll zoom in. We went to Isle of Capri Paddlecraft Park, which is located just off Marco Island. There's Marco. There's the Paddlecraft Park. You can park your cars there and put your kayaks in, and so we did. We paddled up around the bay a little bit, and I found myself at this really awesome little point right here where I spent some time looking at the mangroves. Beautiful osprey up in the tree there. There's some friends of mine. They were out fishing. I was recording video. So we're coming up to that point in my kayak. Now, listen, when I kayak, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm trying to get the kayak going. I'm carrying my camera. I've got my microphone. I'm trying to stay balanced so I don't get in the water. And sometimes when I talk to the camera, I don't always say the right thing. I don't always get my words exactly right. So I'm going to talk about these prop roots. The prop roots are those sticks that are hanging down from the mangrove down into the water. There's some more prop roots. But while I was there, I was talking about propagules. Whenever I say propagules, I mean prop roots. This is a great example of how these mangrove systems actually grow and form islands. So I'm tucked up underneath this red mangrove right here. And let's see if we can sneak around a little bit. Here, these propagules are coming down from this branch. This branch is growing out over the water. And these propagules are starting to extend down to the water where they're going to grow into the water, form new root systems. Those root systems are going to oyster up and barnacle up like those guys over there, forming new land further in. Can't see any here, but further in, these systems catch all the sand and silt that gets blown up during storms and form soil. Deeper into the mangrove systems, there's taller trees. These mangrove trees get taller. We might even see, we usually don't because we're so close to the salt water here, but there's larger plants that can grow back there. Great habitat. A lot of mangrove crabs up here. Of course, there's the barnacles up on the propagules and the branches. There are oysters and oyster beds down beneath me here in the kayak. And even out on the bay, these oyster beds, the sand out here, the bottom of the bay, is really very shallow. I'm on McIlvaine Bay, just outside of Marco Island, and the water here is only about 4 to 6 feet deep. So it's a really nice area to go kayaking, great area to get outside. Got some friends with me today, and they're out fishing. So you can see one of them in the background there behind me. And I'm getting blown up into these propagules now because the current, it's an outgoing tide, and the current and the wind are sort of blowing me right into those branches and those propagules. But that's how these systems form new islands out here in the mangroves. Drifting along now with the current. There's my shadow. There's me waving high in my shadow. Drifting along with the current, you can see the oyster bed underneath me mixed in with a lot of sand and silt. We're in a shallow bay here. Lots of great habitat for marine life. Mangroves are a wonderful nursery for new animals to grow, new marine life to grow. This is a great place for young fish to spawn and grow up before they get out into the larger waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Mangroves serve a very important function filtering the water, cleaning the water. These oyster shells catch a lot of debris. So because mangroves grow in a salt water environment and they need fresh water, they have to do something about that salt. They've got to filter that salt out somehow. So one of the ways that the trees do this is they will sacrifice some of their leaves. Some of these leaves are turning yellow, and the reason that they're turning yellow is because the plant will send the excess salt that it's absorbing to those leaves. Those leaves will die, but the rest of them are nice and green and fresh. So the mangrove is uniquely adapted to this environment, growing in a saltwater habitat where it's sucking up that salt and has developed a unique characteristic that enables it to filter out that salt. So this always kind of makes the wife happy to hear these things. Just a moment ago, there was a shark right over there. Could see his fin up on top of the water. Of course, by the time I got the camera out and on him, he was back down underneath of the water. No idea how big it was. I wouldn't imagine it was that large. It's really shallow back in here. Even in the middle, it's only 6 feet, not even 6 feet deep. I can throw my whole paddle down. It's maybe 4 feet deep out in the middle. Just thought I'd share that.
I couldn't tell you.
So straight in front of me, pointing right at him, shark fin. Let's see if we can get up a little closer. Oh, he's dipping down. Don't dip down, stay right there. Cool. How do I know it's a shark? Well, for one, behind his tail, or behind his fin, I can see the tail. See the tail coming up out of the water, going back and forth? That's a fish. Sharks are, man, he's letting me get close. Oh, this is so cool. Stay right there, dude. All right, let's just float in. Let's just float in. Hey, buddy. He's checking me out. He is checking me out. He's gonna go right underneath of me. Yes. Oh, that was cool. I just played with a shark. I'm done. I can go home now. Woo! Speak. He was looking right at me too. Pulled up right next to me, looking right at me. Couldn't see his eyes, but I could tell by the way he was sitting. Wow. That was cool. So there's a lot of economic benefits that come along with areas like this. Commercial fishing, commercial crabbing. Behind me there's a crab pot. Commercial crabbing, huge industries down in Southwest Florida. Over to this side, there's a local tour guide. He's giving a tour to a couple of kayakers. Could be from local, could be from out of town, who knows, anywhere around the world. Economic benefit. These condominiums over here on the bay, $1 million condominiums. Those are each $1 million up there. Imagine. It's $1 million view. So natural places like this not only have natural benefits, they also have a lot of economic benefits, and that's an important thing to consider when we look at just what we think of as a mangrove bay. So thanks for coming along on the kayak with me. Hope you enjoyed the video, saw some neat things out there, learned some really interesting stuff. Looking forward to seeing you out on the trail the next time.